And now at 10 o'clock our time here, Ukraine's president set to arrive at the White House for a high-stakes meeting with President Trump.
The two, along with other European leaders, will be discussing bringing the war in Ukraine to an end. CBS 8's Chris Groh live in studio with everything we know about this big meeting here, Chris.
A very big meeting, and of course, this coming off the heels of a previously big meeting. Now, this is President Zelensky's first time back to the White House since his tumultuous get-together with Vice President J.D. Vance and President Donald Trump. Now, this time he's going with a group of European leaders at his side. Both Russia and Ukraine and the U.S. hoping for progress in these talks. Of course, this coming after President Trump's summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. Trump is expected this time around to present Russia's demands in this meeting.
We had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway.
Among the Russian demands, so-called land swaps that would see the front lines where they are kind of frozen, if you will, and those lands go to either side. In effect, Ukraine would lose about 20% of its eastern region, and that includes the much disputed territory of Crimea, which was illegally annexed by Russia in 2014. President Trump posted on Truth Social that Ukraine would have to give up Crimea and never join NATO. The president has also backed off a push for a ceasefire and said he believes the two sides could go directly for a peace agreement. President Vladimir Zelenskyy disagrees. In fact, Zelenskyy doesn't believe there can be a push directly to peace without a ceasefire first and wants to be at the table with Russia during these discussions.
Deciding what we are going to discuss in Washington. It's impossible to do this under the pressure of weapons. So it's necessary to cease fire.
According to White House Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Putin agreed to Ukraine receiving NATO-like security guarantees from European allies and the U.S. What that looks like is unclear, though, especially given, again, President Trump's Truth Social post claiming that Ukraine cannot enter NATO in order to progress in peace talks.